Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, we will be focusing on making Fakemon. In this case, I will be using my own characters and transforming them into these adorable pocket monsters. My name is Pyropara, and we will be starting with my Sonas, Axel, and Allison. Now I know it's been a long time since I've made any content. However, I intend to make a video later on regarding the focus of my channel and potential videos that could be seen in the future. Until then, let's focus on this challenge. You could consider this a tutorial in making Fakemon. However, keep in mind that this is my first time in doing so, and that I'm a beginner in the process just as you are. You can find more experienced designers on YouTube for more in-depth videos. I'll be leaving some recommendations down below. Let's start with the first part in making a Fakemon design. This would be called concept. Concepts are general ideas in which a design is aiming to be. Are you aiming to make a cute mouse Pokemon like Pikachu? Or are you looking for something more fierce like Hydreigon? Regardless, it is best to have a concept before you go into making a design, so you can have an idea of what exactly you're looking for. And if you're starting off from scratch especially, that is a key part in doing so. If you're making a concept, I would suggest using references from any source you can find. More likely than not, you will use sources from the internet in order to make your concepts. Or maybe even ideas from novels or popular media you've seen. In this case, I luckily have Ali as my concept in this design. So I will not be needing much in the concept department in order to create my next part in this process, that being organization. Organization is important in order to make a design, as you need to have all your ideas in one place in order to finalize what exactly you want to do. Do I want a tail in my design? Do I want ears? Do I want powers? What exactly am I aiming to make? For a Fakemon, this is especially important, to key down on what are the important points of your design. In this case, I've used Milanote in order to organize my own thoughts. Now, I am not sponsored by Milanote, however, I do recommend it if you are looking for a website in order to put your thoughts together, organize them in a way in which it makes sense to you. As you can see, this is my own board for collecting my thoughts. On the left side, I have left Allison and her references, along with the inspiration of the animal she's based on. And in the middle, you can see two various groups of Pokemon that I am choosing for reference for my Fakemon. In the middle, I have picked various bat Pokemon from various generations in order to inspire the body shape and the general figure of my Pokemon. Those Pokemon being Noibat, Zubat, and Moobat. On the right side, you can see Pokemon inspiring the artist theme in Alley, which would be Smeargle and Grafaiai. Below these various groups, I have listed their common traits between the designs. For the bat Pokemon, they all generally have triangle or sharp shapes for their wings, their fangs, or potentially their ears if you look at Noibat and Zubat. For the artist Pokemon, their common theming happens to be with their coloration. They tend to have other colors rather than their own, for obvious reasons in order to represent the paint on their bodies. Smeargle being the green on its tail, and Grafaiai being the neon coloration on its fingers. For Allie's design, I am looking for something that is cute, friendly, and will show hints of that sharpness in her future designs depending on whether I'm giving her 3 or 2 stages for her evolution line, which will be decided in a poll after this video has been published on not only YouTube, but on my other social medias in order for you all to vote on what would be the better idea to go with this. Whether it be a 2-stage or 3-stage, this will also be following my other persona, Axel, in order to keep things fair between the two sonas. Before we move on to the next part, I might as well just explain what exactly it is. The next part in making a Fakemon is sketching. In this case, you will be making various sketches in order to pin down what is the design idea going to look like. So this is where you're aiming for body shapes. So your circles, your squares, your triangles. You're aiming for distinct features like fangs, claws, markings of sorts. Maybe even some interesting items. Some Pokemon do have items. Or some other key features that will be important in your design, whether they be inspired off of other regions or off various concepts that you may find, such as a statue with various jewelry or a tiger that happens to be on fire. Whatever it may be, it is up to you. Moving on to the speed paint, you can see I utilized circles and triangles within Ali's design. This was used in order to capture not only her bubbly nature, but the sharper edges that are prominent in various other bat Pokemon designs. This may change depending on her future evolutions, depending on the complexity that is required, which for a more babyish base form, you do not want to be too complex with this and want to stick to more simpler shapes, and even trying to give a more distinct body shape for such a Pokemon. As for her colors, I went with purples, pinks, and blues as those are more prominent within her normal design. However, it is best to stick to usually 3 or 2 colors for a Pokemon design in order to make it concise. For other evolutions, however, I would say that you can be a little more complex, as typically when it comes to more mature Pokemon, they will usually have more colors utilized in their designs, or colors put in a way that are more distinct and different to many other Pokemon that are similar to it. For other aspects of her design, I have taken inspiration from Ali herself, other bat Pokemon, and Paradox Pokemon. The Paradox Pokemon inspiring the more robotic aspects of her design due to them not only being newer designs, but also because I think they take the robot aspect of Pokemon more in an interesting way than other robot Pokemon I have seen. Now enough of me talking, I'll allow you to enjoy the speed paint of this adorable little Batmon. We now move on to the rendering of this Pokemon, in which I had went with my own rendering rather than Pokemon's, as I felt that since I'm a beginner, I don't want to push myself too hard as of yet. On the left hand side you can see her stats and her new name, which will pop up in a few seconds, which is Amabat, which refers to amateur, artist, bat, and can be seen as a pun in regards to I am a bat. I call her the digital painter Pokemon as she is meant to represent a digital artist. I went with the typing Flying Steel as a lot of bat Pokemon share the flying typing, and I thought Steel would work better for her more robotic aspects. And since there's not many Flying Steel types, I thought that this would be a nice little fit for her. As for her stats, I went with a combination of various bat Pokemon, along with giving her a little boost in some of her stats, as I wanted her to be a little bit more stronger and tougher than the others. But again, she is only meant to be a base Pokemon. And so here's the final result. This is the base form of my own Pokemon that I have inspired off of my character, Allison. Overall, this was a blast to work on and a very fun challenge for those who have never made a Fakemon before. I would like to apologize in advance for any errors made with the video. This is my first time ever making a video like this, so I will do my best to make sure the next one is more polished. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you again for watching, and I hope to see your comments down below and what you thought of this video. Bye-bye, have a good day, and take care of yourselves. See you soon!